was gonna see if you had any dishes for me. Oh, yeah, there's one of my, there's some of my dishes. No wonder I can't find them.
Diane, right here.
What?
There's a box. There's a couple of cups or something to take out of there, but there's the rest of those plastic things.
Oh. That's yours.
Yeah, that can.
Yeah, those aren't mine. Those are yours.
Okay, we're live now, are we?
Yep, we're live.
Okay, just gotta bring up the chat now.
Are those spoons mine?
Huh?
Are all those spoons mine?
What? Those spoons?
Yeah.
No, I brought them from home. Apple cat. There we go. Make it larger. There we go. Sun stars first this morning. All right.
Hey, Sunstar, how's it going? Okay.
Probably not.
Huh?
I said I'll just take it all in the dishwasher, bring it all back. Even you doing it.
Okay, so we're all set up and ready to rock and roll. If anybody
Yeah,
wants to
yeah.
join us. I see Sunstar was here.
Are you including that red dish? I don't know there.
Still getting all the computers aligned here.
Hey, Uncle Bill.
Hey, Bill. I don't think he works on Sunday.
Oh,
Usually this time on a Sunday like today, he goes to his dad's house.
yeah.
I'll get that. I'll get that later.
Okay.
I know Justin was on really late last night, so I don't know if he'll be here.
Was he on late again last night?
Oh, yeah, they were going. I checked them about midnight and they were still going.
Oh,
In fact, some of them were talking about they got to go to bed.
hey, he runs a long show, eh? Right.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he usually goes to dad's, is what he says, Uncle Bill. Yep, that's what I remember. Take that drive. About an hour and a half, I think he told us. How is the reconditioning of the bikes going? Good, Uncle Bill? Bill bought a couple of big bikes.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Hey,
Hey.
Captain Joe.
There he is. Captain Joe is here. Oh, you got a FedEx package coming today, Bill says, so he might wait to go until Tuesday.
Oh,
Cut the grass. Yeah, I know. I've been looking at my grass and it's supposed to rain this afternoon and rain on and off the next 3 days. So I'm thinking, man, I need to go out and cut the grass, I think.
Yeah. Mm.
What I really need to do is get the clippers out and trim the trees, but the bushes. But I just don't have the steam, you know?
Yeah.
I know, Mia. You're a good girl. But I went out this morning and got it shipped and I finished editing it and posted it.
Oh, shit.
It's now on YouTube.
Make a coffee, I guess. I ran out of Timmy's this morning, so.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. I don't know how you're gonna handle that.
Got to have a regular coffee now.
Stop, Mia.
No, okay. Well,
Soon as I get online, Mia's coming over here, she starts pawing me.
yeah. Well, I just sort of sharing my breakfast here, but plate's empty.
They do a good dishwashing job.
Oh yeah, they do. Well, I had some bacon grease on it and a little bit of egg juice on it. They've already been up to Diane's house and had cheese for a treat. Yeah, when I have to go number 2 is every morning, just like clockwork. So we all go up to the house here because can't do, number 2 here. So oh yeah, it's nice and sunny right now though. I got a real estate job I gotta do. I got a aerial stuff. I'd maybe do it tomorrow, but you said call for rain, but I looked at UAV forecast, they're only calling for about 13%. So I don't know. And the winds are down, so
Here's the ship I did this morning.
the Sunda. Oh, I never heard of that one before.
Hey, Uncle Bill, how you doing?
Morning. How are you?
Another day in paradise, as they say.
Yeah. I ordered some paint to fix a ding my dad put in the tank of the bike, the one bike. My dad rolled into the garage. I had the tank sitting after I sealed it and this and that. I don't know if I told you this story. Maybe I did. Told everybody, cried about it to everybody else, but had the tank sitting in the garage and he pulled in and he kept pulling. I was like, stop. And he pushed the tank into a bike jack. So it's got a 3-inch dent and scratch in the side. Yeah. I bought this puller thing from Harbor Freight to try to, with glue stick, try to pull it out.
Oh.
And all it did was pull the paint off. Because the paint seal was broken. There was a scratch right through the center of it. I guess it hit metal. So anyway, I put a glue stick on it just to seal it back up and dry that again. I don't know if it's gonna work. It might not. In any case, if it doesn't, it's not that deep. We're gonna just do some filler and paint,
Okay, so you'll paint it yourself. You won't try and replace the tank?
Replace the tank. How much those tanks cost? I mean, like
Oh,
70.
everything on a motorcycle is expensive.
No. There's no reason to replace the tank for a little dent, you know. For a
Okay.
Little 3-inch dent. No, hell, it would cost more to paint it than to pay somebody to buy
would
that
just
tank
have
and
a
paint it
body shop.
than I paid for the whole motorcycle.
Have
So
a body
anyway,
shop. Yeah.
No, you gotta find a shop that'll even work on motorcycles for one thing. And they'll wanna strip the whole tank. Pull that dent, weld it. It's too much. So no, I'm gonna do a little filler. I bought the right paint through Colorite. It's expensive, of course. A gallon of it's $800.
Holy cow.
Yeah, well, I don't need a gallon, so I bought 2 ounces. But I bought 2 ounces of their primer. And this particular paint, of course, this is their special red that well, this is why I want to fix it, because it's one of the features of the bike. It's the classic red is a really nice deep red metal flake. It's just a good looking paint, you know. And there's a base coat, not just a primer, but a base coat you have to put on so that the paint comes out the right color. So I had to buy a 2-ounce jar of the primer, 2-ounce jar of the base, 2-ounce coat of the paint, and a 2-ounce jar of clear coat to put over the top. So between those 4 things and shipping, it's about $100 just for that, you know. And then I realized I need to get so I bought a little air. I mean, I could have bought it in cans, you know, just sprayed it on with, you know, because they had it available. But
So you buy an airbrush?
to get the kit with the cans and that was like $135, and I'd have cans. So instead, I said, you know what, let's get the regular paint, and I'll buy myself a little airbrush, and I'll have it. You know what I mean when I'm done. And
Right.
so I went all out, and I bought a $22 Chinese airbrush from Amazon. But I'll have it. There's a little job I want to do with it anyway, so that worked out fine. And so I mean that's long story short. I'm just going to blend it into the rest of it. That bike was garage kept. The paint looks new, so it should blend fairly well. It'll certainly look better than it does now. There's also another spot underneath where the seal went bad at the petcock, where the gas fuel comes out. The petcock.
Right.
And it worked its way under the paint. So there was like a balloon of paint that had come up right next to, pretty big, you know, about like 1.5 inches around, right next to where the petcock was. Well, that's gone. So there's bare metal there. So I'll be able to touch that up too. So it's, you know, I'll just make it look nice, you know, make it look as good as I can. But I'll cut the grass. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna talk to Dad. It depends. I don't want that paint sitting out there all day long. My wife works today, and you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a good neighborhood. There was a box sitting out there. Because later on I realized you have to cut that urethane to spray it. It's just, you know, urethane paint. So you need urethane reducer, which, I mean, try to find less than a gallon, you know, somewhere for like $70 or $80. So I don't need that much. I just need a little bit, and they have their own in an 8-ounce, you know, a pint. And I should have bought it all together because I paid shipping twice. But I got a urethane reducer and their lacquer thinner, which I can get lacquer thinner anywhere just for cleaning up, you know.
Right.
And so that I thought that was coming yesterday. Everything, right? What came yesterday was the lacquer thinner and the urethane. The paint's coming today. So, like
Okay.
that's my excuse. That and the fact I drank too much on Artie Stream last night. So not feeling it right now. Got to take a break once in a while. You know, I only get so much time off, and every single Sunday I do that 110 miles each way to his house. Spend all that time in that hot garage. The bikes themselves are running great. I am going to do one final carb synchronization on the blue bike, but it's running really good. It's just got a little bit of a popping going on here and there, pop up, pop, pop up. But it runs beautiful. So.
Now, are you planning on keeping the bikes, or are you going to sell them?
Oh, I'm selling them. That's why I want to make them nice.
Okay.
I get a couple dollars for them. When he did that, you know, he cut the value of the bike down. So I want to fix that. That's it. he had bought a paint pen. You see, I say, you're like, oh, I went to the dealership and they showed me, I got a paint pen. I said, yeah, those idiots don't know what they're doing. I said, did you get the base coat that you need for that paint? He didn't say anything about any base coat. So I held the pen up to him and says, look, it says it right on the pen, needs base coat. This is how this guy sold it to you, right? You know, it was like, and he sold it and it cost him like $60 for this little paint pen. I said, yeah, we don't go to the dealer.
Did he take it back?
Nah. Nah, he doesn't care. Like I said, the paint that came off, I just did a really shitty job with that paint and filled it in. Because I'm going to try that puller again because it needs paint. It uses a glue stick, but it won't stick to bare metal. It needs paint to stick to. So since the bare metal pulled away and there's a big old, big splotch of bare metal there, it's not sticking. It just pulls. I mean, it sticks, but it pulls right off. So I thought, well, let's let this dry on here, and maybe it'll give me a surface to adhere to. But I look stunning in the morning, yeah, don't I? Yeah.
Morning, Wayne B.
You got CPAP face going. Yeah. I'm much more handsome at night. But yeah, I mean the grass, I cut it last Tuesday and it needs it already. All this rain. It's like you can cut the grass twice a week this year. It's crazy.
I cut grass here Friday, and it almost looks like it's ready for cutting here already again.
So
Yeah, with this, we've been going through, we had the drought for a long time and now we've been going through getting a little bit of rain here every other day. The grass is growing.
we're getting plenty of rain. I mean, it's nice out now, but plenty of rain, lots of sunshine in between, and grass is just digging it. It's just loving it. I mean, my lawn looks better than it has. And I like I got this Honda mower that I got the rider mower too, but the rider doesn't bag. I don't have, it's not a bagging system, and it's not really a mulching mower either. I mean, it just leaves rows of grass,
Yeah.
And while it does it a lot quicker, the Honda one is a mulching mower, and it just really chops it up fine. It's like you don't see it. It chops it up so fine, it just blends right in, and plus it's a little more exercise for me, which is kind of cool. I mean, if it wasn't 100 degrees out there, I'd probably enjoy it even more. But I'm losing weight though because it's this, between the hours in that hot garage at my dad's and then that mower. But I don't want to give myself too much credit. It is self-propelled, by the way.
Oh yeah, you still got to walk behind it.
Got to walk behind it. Got to lift it up. I do a lot of dragging too, because I'm one of those. They'll go one way and then do another course by by pulling it backwards. So so it gets done faster. I'll tell you what I did the one week after I used the big mower in the back, the rider in the back, was all those courses of chopped up grass. I went over them with the Honda.
Yeah.
And just blended them in. Look pretty good. And maybe I'll do that. I do have a battery I had to buy a new battery again. I tell you, the heat down here, you're supposed to get 3 years out of these lawn mower batteries, these rider mower batteries. I'm lucky I get a year and a half. I get a year, but maybe a year and a half out of them. They don't make it through the second season. It's got it because it's sitting out there, and I leave it outside in the yard with a cover on it. I've got 2 sheds, but they're too full.
Hey.
Yeah, that'll happen for sure.
Yeah. No. So that's $50 every couple of years, every year and a half. So I got a brand new one charged up in the garage. I mean, maybe if I bought a $100 one, I might get an extra year out of it, but that comes out to the same amount of money, so who cares? More expensive ones have more plates in them. The vibration of those mowers are hard on those things. And then of course the heat. Now, Florida, a lot of people are like, well, you know, it was 100 degrees. It doesn't get above 100 degrees down here. We don't have a high actual temperature, but the humidity, like yesterday when it was 91, it said feels like 100. And then it went up to 93 and it said feels like 102. The other day it said feels like 107. One day this year it said feels like 110. And I'll tell you what, they're not kidding. It's been rough.
Yeah, that's about the time I stay inside. Paul, we haven't had any oppressive heat.
No, it was warm yesterday though.
Yeah, it was warm, but it wasn't 100.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, God, no, that can't be right. Yeah.
No, we haven't had that 100-degree weather or anything like that. We had none of that or high humidity yet. Too much, but
Right now it's 84 at 9 in the morning.
or above 70 right now.
At 9 in the morning, it's 84. Feels like 95. I don't know how they actually calculate that. 81% humidity. Yeah, baby. But the sun's out. Put my drone up and torture it. So I should put the drone up and you guys can see a nice video of me cutting the grass.
Yeah,
There you go.
Have it on. Follow me.
Yeah, a lot of wires and trees and stuff.
Bill, do you know anybody down there that's got one of those automatic cutters that go and charge themselves and, like the Roomba in the house, but it doesn't in the yard?
Interesting idea if I wanted to spend a couple of $1,000.
Yeah, because you're supposed to just set it and it just goes out and cuts, does everything, and then comes back and charges itself back up again.
Yeah, I'd imagine you'd have to set up a perimeter for. I think like a doggy fence thing. Like if
No, I think the better ones, they use GPS and they know where they're not supposed to go.
Well, you're supposed to train it first. I think you have a remote control. You follow it around, and you steer it, and then it learns that, right?
I could see it really making my day easier by doing the bulk of it, but it couldn't do all of it. My wife's got a lot of gardening effects that she's put in.
Yeah.
Curvy stone things and planted a tree in the middle of the front yard. And of course, she did a round thing around that, like a plantery kind of area at the base of it. I mean, when you get to these things, it gets annoying. I like to get as close as possible so I can do as little weed whacking as I have to,
Right.
Plus I got the fence in the backyard. So even if I use the big mower back there, I still would use the little mower to drag it along the fence as close as possible before and then weed whack. I don't weed whack every time though. I give that like maybe every other time. That's exciting stuff, I know. See, I'd rather pay a service. I mean, we had a guys that it was $75 a month based on a yearly contract, right? And my wife was like, we'd hit winter, and you only have to cut the grass like once a month, if that. You know what I mean? Because just didn't really need it.
Yeah.
And she'd get upset. Why are we paying them this? They're only because they probably lose money in the summer, honey. That's how they do. So
Equals it out. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
come on,
I
Frank.
don't like the job they're doing. I'm going to do it. I said, well, if you want to do it, fine. And she did. She did it for several years. Now we're getting older, and her back's been really bothering her lately. So I of course, I took it over. I didn't want her to go out there. And plus, she's got an issue too. It happens with a lot of Filipinos or Asian women. They have something called melasma. They spend too much time in the sun. They get dark spots, like dark areas on their face.
Yeah.
So she's been getting that. And buying all kinds of different stuff to take care of it. So she goes out there, she looks like a beekeeper, floppy hair, thing
Hey
hanging down.
guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Somebody just pulled in my yard.
Somebody,
Hey, come on, Frank Rizzo. Let's see, he dropped in this morning. But
with that outfit on, it's got to be really hot for her. So anyway, so now I had to take it over because she doesn't want to pay a service. But in a way, it's
But
good.
you know, like around here, snow
Good
plow,
exercise. Like I said, it's good exercise. I'm sorry, what, Paul?
like it's around here, you know, you get a company to come in and do snow plow, okay? You might pay them X amount of dollars for the season,
Right.
or you pay him for each time he comes and plows. But you pay him for the season, then all of a sudden you don't get any snow. So, but you're paying for the service, but they're not doing anything because you know there's no snow, right?
Yeah, but you go through a stretch where where more than makes up for it, you know?
Yeah.
But like I said, it's my exercise. It's been good for me though. It's been otherwise,
Yeah.
the only exercise I get is the stress that I get at work. Although I get exercise there too sometimes too. Picking up and running around a couple hundred bowling balls over the course of your shift. So I lend a hand to the kids that I have working there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we've been so busy this summer, so busy. I mean, you know, just like indoor business services like that get busy when it rains. Well, yeah. And even if it doesn't rain, because it's so hot, they don't want to do stuff outside anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been really busy.
Now we got St. Thomas there. We had about 3 bowling alleys. I think we're down to 1 now.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of their closed. It's not what it used to be. They close up all over the place, you know. But
There's one over in London there. They have everything that glows in the dark, you know, and all that stuff. You can
Mhm.
you know, bowl in the dark. Yeah.
yeah, that's a funny thing. I never went to bowling alleys growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't have an interest. I think my mother was in a bowling league for a while, but
I was younger. I was on a bowling league for a little while.
well, there was a time all you had to do to make money with a bowling alley was unlock the door. They'd be full morning, afternoon, night, you know. But not so much people anymore. People can do stuff on computer consoles or in their houses and the air conditioning. That's another thing, like sports bars. I mean, they're still around, but you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a sports bar at one time. They were everywhere, you know, because people couldn't afford big screen TVs. But now the big screen, and this is what beer distributors have told us, you know, the advent of cheap, huge screens in people's homes. Why spend that much money to go to a place when you can have your friends over or go to your friend's place or not, or neither, just stay home
Yeah.
and, you know,
It was like a NASCAR race or something like that. Well, you see more on a TV than you would if you were there in person. You see reruns, not reruns, but replays and all that kind of shit.
well, you can say that about any sport, you know, baseball, football, you know, you're gonna get a much better viewing angle, obviously, under from the TV camera than you are there. But there's something to be said about the difference, you know.
Yeah,
Actually going to a baseball game or going to a football game and the excitement of the crowd and the atmosphere and like it's a
Yeah.
total experience. And people that haven't done it don't know what they're missing, you know.
I've never been to a NASCAR race.
I'm not even a basketball fan, but I've been to a couple of games. I've seen the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. I went to Philadelphia to the Spectrum when the Sixers were still playing, and just you know when the crowd starts getting excited and the swell builds up and it's a blast. You know, you could actually feel
Yeah.
the atmosphere. You know, it's a lot of fun. We have the Mets do their spring training down here in Port St. Lucie. We have their single A ball club stadium.
Yeah.
And they do their spring training down here. So you can actually go there for cheap, not like what it costs, you know, normally. And enjoy a game and a hot dog outside and they whoop it up and have a good time. So
Yeah. Go. Frank Rizzo said he's over in Battle Creek, Michigan. Rained so hard he had to pull over side of the road. Yeah.
Never been to a you know, it's fun. I don't go to, I worked in NASCAR for over 5 years indirectly. We did the truckseries.com. We covered the trucks.
Oh.
That was our site. We had a bunch of driver sites. We used to do their media packs. They used to give out CDs with all their information. That had to be updated every race. So we were constantly reproducing those. And in fact, a couple of teams, we worked for them. And then I worked with all the PR and like that. I felt like I knew these guys, and I wasn't going to the races. I was a behind the scenes kind of guy. But we actually used to pay sports writers to go down there and cover it, and it was an interesting, fun job. Then we got hired for a while to take over, Speed TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we took over their website. We did all the content. And that was practically a 24-hour job, because somewhere around the world there was a race going on. It wasn't just NASCAR, obviously, Rolex, else, covering ARCA and Busch and whatever. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But we supplied all the content for that. Like I said, I learned a lot doing it. It was an interesting job. And I was also I was kind of the IT guy too, because I would set up our servers. Like if nobody was covering qualifying in the trucks, that became like the redheaded stepchild once Fox took over covering NASCAR, and they didn't do qualifying. So we'd send a guy down, had a sports writer right there in the booth. I created a script. I mean, it was primitive. It was CGI, but it worked.
Yeah.
It worked well, actually. And I needed a serious setup with the servers, because so many people were logging in to watch the qualifying pop up on the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And anyway.
Oh, no. You just kind of quick look
Wow.
here.
Frank says it's raining so hard he has to pull over.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I'm just gonna go check I didn't think it had any rain in the forecast. Well, not for here anyways. Well, overnight 51%, but I'm gonna go see what the radar's got to look like.
Pistol Pete Maravich show, huh? You're showing your age there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Line of storms up there around between Grand Rapids, Lansing, right, Kalamazoo, all the way down to Indianapolis. Yeah. South Bend, Lafayette, Kokomo. Well, must be coming this way. Yeah. But it looks like we're going to get it tonight, unless it dissipates before it hits us. Yeah, it looks like it's dissipating. Oh, then it pops up again. Right at Paul wrote 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's going to come, and I'm going to get some too this afternoon by the looks of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Around Hamilton's going to get it. Wow. There we go. That's when Pistol Pete played for the Jazz. Oh, go there, Captain Joe.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Frank Rizzo is Jody. Oh, I'm looking at the chat here.
Yeah.
Frank Rizzo. I don't have an Xbox. I can't race with you guys. I'm a PC gamer. I don't do racing anyway. I'm a first person shooter guy.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna head home today. Just that trailer right now, so. Oh. I got some cleanup to do. I've been doing a bunch of stuff and burning stuff yesterday, and
Yeah, you try to get some stuff done. I need to straighten up my office / second bedroom there.
Yeah.
It's a wreck. So
I'm
lazy.
doing renovations at home, so I should have almost stayed home and did them, but oh well, can't do it all overnight. But my sister here, their house, I'm just on her property with my trailer. But anyway, she had an old gazebo, been up 10 years, had those plastic panels, and just did garbage. But anyway, had a hailstorm, just freaking rattled the roof on it. It's no good. So she bought a new one. So I got the old one tore down yesterday. So maybe next weekend I'll build the new one next weekend if the weather's good. This one's got metal roof on it instead of a plastic. I don't know, almost like corrugated plastic or something. They had.
It didn't hold up.
No. Couple of the panels fell out. Then when it rains, it's just rains just as hard inside because the just popped holes everywhere in it. It just, I'll give you a little bit of shade, but that was it. Got out there last night for supper. We never had haven't had a. I just took the shelter down, but it's kind of weird sitting there because you've had it for 10 or 12 years. We're sitting out in the sun last night for supper. So.
That reminds me too. Like I said, I got two sheds in here. One's a shed that I bought that was delivered. So it's, it's solid. That's it's aluminum siding and roofing and all that, And the other one was a vinyl one that I put together. But I've had that back there 10, 11, 12 years, whatever. And the sun down here eventually, a little sagging going on. The doors are curved. I want to replace that. But I can't find one the same exact dimensions. I'll have to build a new base for it. That's what you do, you do a treated base.
Oh, yep.
And
I put one together over in London for a friend of mine. Yeah, it came with the base, plastic, like it's all plastic or vinyl, what do you want to call it?
I mean, it's okay. I made a mistake and I burned some gas too close to the door and I heated it up so it curved even more. Now it's
Yeah.
So I could want to do then. You can't get the door replacements anymore because they don't make that model anymore, not for a long time. So I was thinking I could just get some thin plywood, like maybe 3/8 sheeting, maybe get that siding too, and just make a couple of doors for it, clean them up. But I don't know. Or I could just spend $800 and buy another one. But like I said, can't find the right size. What I should do is get a bigger one and then put the mower in it, the rider in it.
Hey, Paul, I don't know how long I'm gonna be, but I made you host, so
Oh, yep, I see that.
What's
Okay.
going on?
I got some people here looking at something and
Oh,
I'll get, if I don't see you, I'll see you all tonight, but
Yep, for sure. Okay, Paul. Yeah, it's quiet this morning around here. Oh, Matt,
Yeah.
no Justin, nobody there. Yeah, Paul must be selling something else, I guess, so. Got people there looking at something. I don't know what the hell he's selling now, but he's got all kinds of junk though.
I'll see you all tonight, but
Yep, for sure. Sounds like he's gonna be there a while by the sounds of it.
let's see. There's nobody else on that we know that I have.
Johnny flipped drum flyer off already?
Oh yeah, he goes off at about 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I didn't see Chris Hope on this morning. He usually does a fly on a Sunday morning, but could be the weather too, right? So
Who?
Chris Hope.
Oh, no, he wasn't on.
I didn't see him on this morning. No. I don't know. I don't know if they got storms down there, maybe. I don't know. Maybe if I can go find out or not. Yeah, let's go all the way over to Texas. Actually, it looks pretty clean around Texas. Maybe he's away or something.
Oh, my
I
dad.
see that far left corner. No, it looks good down there. Look like quite a line there. Just up from Florida over to New Orleans. There's quite a storm.
I told my dad that I'm not gonna take the run up today. I'm gonna go up Tuesday. I'm off Tuesday. I'm gonna go up then. Hey, bro. Hey, Dad. Be right back. How you doing?
Yeah, quite a line of storms there, down in Florida there. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna come across there. Huh? Yeah, just see which way it's heading there. Well, it looked like it might stay up in the northern end of Florida.
I have another good, I have.
Justin might get a little bit down right in here.
got
But,
the-
yeah, well, kind of hanging around down there. Huh. Hey, good morning, Ron.
Morning.
Oh, you must be at some airport or something right now.
Yeah, I'm up in Dickinson.
Oh, I don't recognize that background with the screen up there. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you're at a different airport than what you're normally at. So.
Getting ready to get off shift.
I'd rather that delivery not sit out.
Go anywhere yesterday or last night or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we started out with a pretty big crash. Had a family of 4, 70 mile an hour into the back of a semi.
Oh,
Thank God they had the 3-year-old in a car seat. We transported the mother. We had another aircraft come in and take the dad.
Bounce the car or sink the car.
And
Or try to, and then
the next one was,
do the plugs if you want.
it was busy.
so so you are fairly busy at that job though, eh?
Yeah. Morning.
Yeah.
Where do you normally transport people to, or where'd you go last night, that car crash?
They went to, where did we go? Oh, Bismarck.
That's not that long of a flight, is it?
No. No, I'm sorry. We went to Minot. Minot.
Oh.
They're a trauma center. It's where, what's his name? 51 Drones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Russ lives up in Minot.
Yeah.
But
Show it to them, tell them about the.
maybe I'll rejoin you guys in a couple minutes when
If you don't do the painting, we'll just
I'm
give
in
them.
the car getting ready for shift change. I just realized how late it was.
Yeah, Paul,
Give him a deal, he'll feel like.
had somebody, at his house, I don't know if he's selling something or what. He said he may be back, may not be, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, well, maybe I'll rejoin you guys in a couple minutes if you're still on.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Okay. See you in a bit.
Yo,
Or the right, but I kind of.
Jody said that Chris Hope was on. Okay, I normally get notification.
What's nice about what we're doing is I can also take care of that bubble paint that came off by the tech park down there, What? Yeah, well, FedEx said it come between 10. So that means they'll probably be here at 3:30. Well, I was surprised that FedEx even delivers on Sunday. But apparently they sent me the text message that it's getting delivered today. They sent it this morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to recheck all my settings there.
That's why I didn't know till today that
As they
sent it like 7:50 something this
used to
morning.
get notifications when he was coming on, but I don't know. That sure looks like the Wolford Sykes coming up behind Paul's screen there, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, it's just, I still wanna.
And Uncle Bill there, he's talking to his dad, but he's not gonna go down to see him today, so he's just on the phone and Paul's got some company right now, so
Yeah.
they're looking at something, I don't know what it is, but anyway.
I know that, that's what I'm doing. If I can't pop it out, we're gonna fill it, that's all. Full flat pillar. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
But where's everybody this morning? It's awful quiet. Yeah.
I also got the clear one, I got the primer too, so. We'll just blend that in and it'll look fine.
They shipped the liner up there this morning. You see one going across the screen, another one in behind there, coming up right behind it.
Good story, so.
There was a barge just went through a few minutes ago, so. They're lining up there today.
Okay.
Paul said, he went out and got one this morning. Apparently he already posted it online, so.
That fire is wonderful. We'll see.
What time of day is it? Oh, 9:45. It's not bad.
So, yeah, the red one's got 17, just barely, just over 17 and 2. And the other one has 15.
It's a fly in here. Dogs are letting the flies in. But they had them all killed. Now they're one back. Where it is, flying around. Anyways. So where are you out to there today, Jody? Out on the road? Out to anywhere special or?
If I'm staying today, I'm cutting the grass today, so. It's gotta be done, it's too hot, I still gotta do it. It's growing so fast, man, I mean, I cut it last Tuesday, it needed it yesterday. It's all this rain. But, yeah, so I'll take care of that today. All right, like I said, maybe Tuesday I'll come up here and we'll talk, okay? All right.
Somebody's back.
All right, Dad, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right. It's settled.
Michelle, you're not going.
I'm gonna stay here and get heat stroke in my backyard.
There you go.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yep. So Chris was on this morning. See that, Paul? You gotta pay attention.
I didn't know. I normally get notification when he's on. I have got no notifications whatsoever. I don't know what.
Notifications are spotty anymore. It's weird.
Yeah.
You know, they work, they don't work. I never get
I was on
notifications.
YouTube searching and usually, if he's on, it'll pop up.
What's funny is I get notifications for Paul after he's off.
Yeah.
It's like they show up later,
Yeah. Oh man, go to his channel and just check it out. But Ron Lockwood was here a few minutes ago, but he's just getting done his shift there right shortly. He said he's gonna join us back in a couple minutes. So
Jody says he's Frank Rizzo and he said Rizzo 47 on Xbox. He made a mistake. He said Rizzle. I kind of like Rizzo 47.
yeah.
The Rizzle shirt. Hey, somebody come on in and talk with us, man.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Yeah.
Paul. He's back.
I'm back.
That's all.
Oh, man, what a day, what a day, what a day. The electric company was out telling me that they need to replace a pole on the back of my property. I says, okay, well, when are you going to do that? Well, we don't know, but we just wanted to point it out to you. I says, well, is it going to come down on my house? No, it's just old. It was that pole was put in there according to our records in 1948.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's quality.
Yeah. And it's still standing. So I don't know.
That was electric company there today on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Well, they just got the electric back on here. Yesterday, I went downtown to fly, and there was no traffic signals, no lights. Every intersection has to be treated as a four-way stop. They were lined up forever.
Oh yeah.
Just think of that pole being out there during the Korean War,
Yep.
you know?
Well, yeah, you know, in today's world, we're kind of spoiled, but you know, back in the day, you know, when they had rationing and all kinds of stuff going on, you know, it just
But they didn't scrimp on poles.
no.
Poles were quality.
Well, especially now down where you are, all the new construction mostly is underground stuff.
Not here.
Up here in the north, it's still everything is overhead.
No, not in this town. They're still up there. And actually,
All our,
they've been
all our new
replacing,
construction now is all underground.
they've been replacing some of them with these giant monstrosities. But you would
Paul, are
think,
they changing over your stuff to underground?
Yep, all the new construction is all underground. But they just put a whole bunch of new poles down along the highway, so like, you know, and taller than what they were before.
I don't know if it has to do with the water table here or what, but it's still above ground.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm only like 11 feet above sea level here.
Yeah. If you do get water, it'll be slow draining away, right? So,
15, I guess. This house is 15. I'm a little higher than my neighbors for some reason. The mound is a little higher. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
This end of the block is a little bit higher than the other end of the block.
I think
They had
here,
that huge flood here 20 years ago, whatever, when that I forget what storm it was, hung over this town for 4 days. This house didn't get flooded, but the one guys down the end of the street did.
well, I'm 775 feet here. Above
Oh,
sea
yeah?
level.
Above sea level?
75.
75.
Yep, 775. Or
Yeah, it looks different. When I was in
774,
Pennsylvania, I was I think 1,100 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small mountains.
but you go, 3 blocks to my west, and then it drops down there 150, 200 feet down like a ravine that runs all along down through there. And it goes out to Fort Stanley down at Lake Erie.
Tell you the problem with being up that high, it was 1,100, 1,500, I forget, it was high because there was a valley, which was Wilkes-Barre and Scranton are in the valley, but that's
Yeah.
not where we lived. We lived outside of that, you know, up in the, anyway, that house, the snow wouldn't go away. You know, I mean, but the next snowstorm, the old snow was still there, and then it did, and it would just build up and up and up. The one year in '94, when we had all those, had like 13 snowstorms or something, like every Saturday it snowed like 6 to 12 inches. And there was so much snow in my house and my yard.
Yeah.
I'd let my Newfie out. I had a Newfoundland dog at the time, big 135-pound black dog. And where's Mandy? Not you. This was the original Mandy, talking to my Shih Tzu. And she's in the yard. I don't see her. Mandy, and she would pop her. She'd be laying in the snow, you know, because that's what she do. And she'd pop her head up there, and she was. And the back of the house went up a hill to this farmer field back there. It was a country, you know, and the snow and the wind would be coming up off the field, and it would just kept building the snow up to the back of the house. And I had a deck back there that was at least 2.5, 3 feet off the ground, 30-something inches off the ground. That you could just see the handrails sticking out in the corners, you know, and the snow went up to the house and it went halfway up my patio door, out the back door. Pretty neat. The cars disappeared in the driveway.
Yeah.
I had to dig them out. Just I had an F-150 with oversized tires on it. I think that like 29 and I think they came out like 29.5 inches or whatever they were. But anyway, even that big truck, it was just a mound in the driveway. Yeah, I don't like that, by the way.
We don't, I know here we don't get the snow like, you know, we used to, but Buffalo, which is down down Lake Erie there, man, they always get pounded every year. Buffalo, New York there, just, yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't get it like that there either anymore. In fact,
Hey there, yeah, we got Lance in there and Jennifer and Curtis Hart just come in. Breaking news. Sea trials are done, one small issue left, and they're good to go. They just got a boat, eh?
I know.
Curtis did, so they can take the ROVs farther out, you know?
Saw it.
different-
How's the deck in that boat? Good? You're not gonna have to rip that up and replace your stringers and all that good stuff? I guess
Yeah.
not. And you can actually live with that for a few seasons anyway, even if you have a couple of small soft spots.
Yeah, Lance, you look at that, Paul just put a thing in there, but Stream Time Live, Port Huron, and it's on YouTube. If you want to go to it, just go to Stream Time Live on YouTube, and you'll have a whole bunch of different locations where you can go to. You even got 2 airports on there. Different ones, Mississippi.
I'm sure, Lance, that there are live cameras in your area. You just have to put in there in your search on YouTube. You're going to search for a live video camera in whatever area you want.
Yeah. Actually, there's another one called Boat Nerd. It's another one.
Speaking of boats, mine for the last 2 years just been sitting in the yard covered.
Really?
I'm just, you got to take the cover off, clean it up,
Oh,
check the motor out, run it, take it out. It's just a lot of effort, and not that I wouldn't do it, but I think about doing it and then I just don't. So now it's just been sitting, and I just pay for the registration on the boat and the trailer every year.
Yeah.
So
I had a boat
I'm
too.
actually seriously, I'm sorry, what?
I had a boat here too. I had a 17-foot bow rider, and I thought I was going to set the world on fire. Right? I rebuilt the motor, and we took every little scratch off. We painted it inside out, new seats, everything.
Mine's just 14-foot aluminum with a 15 horse on the back of it. It
No,
was-
just a lot of work to go fishing, and then cost of fuel. It just
It's not the cost so much, but it's just the effort, but here's the thing. I'm seriously considering going to part-time and taking that social check, and that'll give me time, laying around the house for 4 days straight. I think I'll take the boat out.
Yeah.
Just one day getting it ready and go out the next. I need to commit to have somebody come over fishing with me
Yeah.
to get my lazy butt to actually go do it, That
Boats are
requires,
fun.
that requires having friends.
So you got the boat ready to rock and roll, do you?
Yeah. The drain needs to, so we're going to end up plugging up the drain. It's an 18-foot boat, but when you put 4 people in it, it gets, it's just a little low in the water. So we're going to plug up the drains and put a bilge pump in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got everything working. We actually took out a 3rd motor just to make sure we didn't get stuck out there.
It's a twin? It's got 2 motors on it?
No, it's got an 8 horsepower and then a smaller kicker motor, and then we took out just another trolling motor just in case that didn't work. It hasn't been run since what's been about 8 years. It's been sitting under this guy's tree.
Did you say 8 horsepower?
Yeah, it's like nothing.
Oh,
It's
is that the one you showed us the picture of?
Yeah.
That 18-foot boat's only got an 8 horsepower motor on it?
I think that's what it is. I'm not a motor guy, so luckily I have a guy that is a motor guy, and he took it out and
Usually they're
tuned it
10
up.
or 15 horse motors on there.
It's only about that big. I mean, that
Yeah.
looked like a lot more than that. That looked more like a 50, but I don't know.
It didn't have much kick to it.
No, that's practically a trolling motor for a boat that size.
But we don't need a lot of power to get out to where we're going. We just need to get out to deeper water.
Yeah.
I picked this up the other day.
Oh, okay.
It's got exact coordinates,
Oh, look at that, eh?
longitude, latitude, depth, everything on every boat that's in the Puget Sound that's sunk. A lot of boats out there.
Holy shit.
Every 2 pages. So it's set up with all the information here, and then there's some drawings. Some of them have some photos, all the descriptions of what the dive is like. It's set up for divers, but of course we're going to be able to use it as well. But it says over 100 wrecks. So we're gonna probably next weekend go back out to the bridge and get some better. We'll have all 3 ROVs in the water, and we'll get better footage of the Galloping Gertie Bridge. Did you ever hear about that, Bill?
No.
Years and years ago, there's a bridge that spans between Tacoma and Gig Harbor. We call it the Peninsula. And the high, because where it is, there's a huge gully, and the high winds literally rocked the bridge back and forth and broke the midspan, and all the pieces sunk down, and they tore up the ends. Well, we went out and dove on that to see what was down there, and it looks pretty freaking cool. All that concrete down there, and I don't know if you know how the bridge deck is built. It's 2 layers of concrete with holes in the center of it.
Yep.
So there's all kinds of wildlife in those holes now. So we could kind of get out to it, but we needed a boat to get out there really to do it correctly. We got too much tether out, and there's too much current.
So what will you do? Put an anchor down out there?
Well, we're trying a couple of things. The guy that's going to be piloting the boat wants us to get one of those GPS systems and hook up to the boat, and so that it'll do a GPS hold, which I'm like, okay,
Never heard about it.
that sounds expensive.
Well, not that, you're using an older boat
Yeah, I know.
and going in gear, out of gear, in reverse, out forward, back,
Well, no, it's a totally separate motor system. That's
Oh.
what he's talking about.
Oh, he's talking about the one where the electrics are around the outside of the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, if you want to spend money on that, sure. It's a little more than what we need.
That's not cheap.
I know. Well, I'm not spending the money on it. I mean, this thing's free, so free is not free when you start adding stuff to it.
Oh, geez, the boat is a hole in the water, which one pours money?
Right.
He supports the statement. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
So far, I've got $100 into it, and then one of the other guys has put $200 into it to get it licensed and get it up to snuff up to this point.
So did it start right up, Kurt?
Yeah, started right up. The problem was the hydraulics. Well, the carburetors needed to be rebuilt, and then an impeller was added. I don't know if that was necessary. It looked like it was doing a pretty good job, but the hydraulics that lifted the motor out of the water was kind of screwed up.
But that's not an 8 horsepower motor, buddy. 8 horsepower motor weighs about
It might have been an 80 horsepower.
60, 70 pounds.
Let me see if I can find the photos, and I'll show it to you guys.
No, and 8, really, the power head in 8 is about that big.
Hang on one second. Let me go over here, and I'll show you guys the photos, and you can tell me.
that's-
It wouldn't have,
inward
and
outward, right?
8 definitely wouldn't have multiple carburetors. It's seriously.
I don't know.
I'm thinking that you saw an 8. It might have been rubbed off the 0, but I think it's an 80 horse.
That's what I would guess.
You guys seeing that?
Nope.
No, we're seeing this. Oh,
There you go.
Yeah, that's an 80. You see the top of the back of that?
Oh, it's a 60.
60.
60.
60
That's,
horse.
yeah, Johnson.
Well, maybe that's the 8 horse. I don't know.
Yeah,
Somebody
they-
said 8 horsepower. That's all I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
the trolling motor is a smaller one.
And variable
put-
ratio output too, that's a oil injected motor.
And then
BRO.
we put another motor over here. We had a little electric trolling motor just in case these two didn't
Yeah.
work when we got out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the issue was down here.
That looks nice in there. The inside looks nice and clean. Yeah.
There's my truck right there in the background. So yeah, we got it. Even the motors we got cleaned up, new gaskets, new seals, everything. She's 18 foot.
Yep.
Here you go.
We're gonna get we're talking about
Bimini
getting
top.
a Bimini top. Yeah, we're gonna get one of those on it, and then we think we're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, it's funny. My 17-foot bow rider I had. You put 4 people in the and 2 like it in the driver's and passenger seat, but 2 at the back. Oh Christ, it was too much weight. It wasn't bad if you put them up in the front, but not in the back.
But we got a skinny guy that's we've already discussed that. Oh, but the other thing we're talking about doing is a dual anchor system off the stern and the bow of this thing.
Yeah.
Kind of hold position so that we don't have to worry about the ROVs moving around. The big thing that in fact, almost all the Facebook groups I'm in, anytime anybody goes out in a boat and you turn on that motor, you suck that tether right into the motor. Everybody does it. So having watched that many, many times, I've told the guys that that are helping me with this, I'm like, we can't be doing that. We got to either that or we got to build some kind of a cage for the little kicker motor to be in with the prop inside of some sort of cage system.
But even with a cage system, Curtis, wouldn't you might have a big screen on it, but it's still going to suck it up against it, right?
Right. But it won't wrap it around it, which will be the problem. So like you'd use a kicker to kind of move you back into a position or move to another position.
Yeah.
And then turn it off. And then if it sucked it up against it, and as long as it's not going into it, we're okay.
Right. A cage with the wire mesh on it. Or something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's smart. Yep.
But we're not at that point. We're just, we don't know if the dual anchor system is going to go work. And we've got a 40-foot dive we're going to go do with it. And that's where the bridge is. And that'll be a good area to test this dual anchor system and see if it works.
Hey, good morning, Corey.
It's about 50 yards offshore, half a football field length. We can get out there with the tethers, but the current, the tide, I mean, you've got like 30 minutes where the tide's either high or low, where you don't have to worry about all the excess tether out there. But once the tide starts moving and the Puyallup River starts feeding into it again, then you get a pretty good current where this is. So we're working on it. But yeah, it's the story is a friend of mine, his wife decided she's had enough of him, and she said, we're divorcing and I'm taking you for everything. And they went to court, and the judge says, no, you're not. It's a 50-50 split state. And if you can't agree on the house and how you're going to split it, then I'm going to tell you to sell the house, which is a farm. And you both are just going to have to get out of it. So that was the resolution, was he has to sell the house, and he got the boat and a bunch of other stuff, but he has nowhere to put it. So we're going to be storing the boat for him for at least a year or two, and we get to use the boat while we're storing it.
Cool. That's great.
Well, what the easiest thing to do is have them sell you the boat for $1.
Why is that?
Because then it's a sale. It's done. You don't have to worry about being in a divorce court.
Oh no, it's already settled.
It's already settled, Paul.
Yeah, it's already, he got the boat. She didn't want the boat. He took it. She was under the impression the boat was crap and never going to run because he never fixed it. He's one of those guys that he'll buy stuff and let it sit.
You want to see how deep my tires are in the sandy soil out there in the back? I'd have to pull it up, but yeah, I'm one of those guys.
I am too. I'm not mechanically inclined. When we started doing this, I was like, guys, I don't think so. I need
though. That's the sad part. I'm very mechanically inclined. I know how to fix it all. I'll make a plan. Oh, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull the power out. I'm going to do that. And then it comes the day to do it. I think I'll drink.
Oh, go lay down. Go on, go.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. This is going to enable us to do a whole lot more. I mean, we keep finding cell phones, but I don't know how interesting that's going to be forever.
Yeah.
As far as content, it's like, how many can you find? Then people go, oh, it's another cell phone, Kurt.
But have you had a boat before, Curtis?
No, never.
Yeah, you may just love it and do it. You use the boat just to use the boat.
Maybe. I mean, I backed into drones. I didn't get into drones because I thought it would be interesting to fly. I got in it because of the visual effects industry.
Photography. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell a story real quick. I was doing stuff for Adobe. The people that make After Effects are up here in Seattle. And I was at a meeting at the mothership, so to speak. And we were talking about keyframes and how to animate something. And this guy was trying to create a realistic animation through a 3D model of a city, like Superman flying through. but because the keyframes are a stop point, it would kind of jerk. And I'd seen this stuff with drones and I knew about camera tracking. So I said, well, why don't you just get a drone, fly that, do the camera track on it, delete the footage, but keep the camera tracking information and then put in your city. Just scale it up to however big you want it. Everybody kind of laughed at me. So I went and bought a drone and did it. Now they didn't laugh anymore.
Hey,
It was a radical concept at the time, about 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Well, I know, wait, what was it? Whatever. My math's no good. It's early for me, 7:10 in the morning. But that's how I got into drones. It was to prove a point that I had made. And then afterwards I was like, oh wait, this drone stuff's kind of fun. Oh crap, now I got 2 hobbies.
yeah,
I don't know if anybody's else like me. I brought this up and I feel bad about what I just said about myself. I mean, I procrastinate doing stuff, you know, like I get excited about doing it and just don't do it. But the thing is, once you get going, I don't want to stop. You know what I mean? I'll just focus right in on it and do it all day as long as I can stand it. But working on that boat, I'm going to do this and that. And I end up doing 10 other things because I'm there and the tools are out and I'm already working on it, you know, and whatever. But there's nobody else is going to do it. So I'm going to have to do it.
So how much is a bilge pump? I got to buy a bilge pump.
What
Oh,
depends
they're
on-
not bad.
depends on the size. I've never.
$30.
We're going to end up plugging this thing completely up because the drain system on it's not working. It's not closing up.
You can get an automatic bilge pump. They're about this size and you just put them in there and
Wired in.
put 12 volts to it and it's ready to go.
I have one on my boat, but it wouldn't be. You'd get something bigger than what I have. Like, you know, mine just sits in the back. You know.
And what you do is if you're going along there, pull the drain plug out, go up real fast, it'll pull all the water out and then put the drain plug back in.
Well, I mean, you have a deck above that. Do you have access to the drain plug from the inside of the boat? You should, right?
I don't have the answer to that. Sorry.
No, that one would be on
Something about
behind the motor.
something that's broke inside that won't seal it up. So they're going to seal up one. There's 2 of them in it in the rear of the boat. So
Right.
they said we're just going to seal this up and just get a bilge pump. And I said okay, whatever. And that issue was done.
Yeah, because you can get one with the automatic floats. You can get a float switch.
Yeah, they have it's like a cage, like he's doing with the impeller, and it sits at as low a point as you can, and when the water builds up, it lifts up a little float inside the cage, and then the impeller kicks in and just shoots it out the side of the boat. I'm surprised you don't have that already in there. Actually, it's even my shitty little boat. But there's not much to it. You know, you just put power to it and.
Usually that style of boat has normally got a pump in them.
The other thing is that we're using a separate fuel tank because they said the one that's in it, and these are my guys that are fixing this thing up. The one that's in it is in really bad condition. They said it needs to be flushed really bad. And they can't guarantee anything. So
What's typical in older boats like that, if you want to tear up the floor and redo all that, is they'll
Mhm.
just get an external tank and sit in the back.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I probably got a tank here for it. Brand new.
But yeah, one of the guys said, well, let's try to, after we got it out and made sure all the motors and stuff everything was running. It's even got a fish finder on it, which is kind of piss poor, but for what we're needing it for. But he was like, oh, I'm going to take this back. We got a week to go. I'm going to try to flush this tank out so we don't have to use an external tank. So that's on the list of to-dos.
Yeah, because I had my boat, my 17-foot bow rider, somebody gave me a brand new tank, aluminum tank, just brand new. Hasn't been used. The same exact tank that was in mine.
Nothing wrong with a carry-on tank. I mean,
No,
it could be convenient, as getting fuel. You don't have to take the boat with you. You could,
Yeah.
you could keep it out of the heat if it's a hot summer, put it in.
oh, look who's in the chat.
I know, Laura and David. Hey.
Hey guys, you guys are still alive. Ho ho.
Yeah, I say that we've had 90-degree days the last couple of days, but that's like the hottest it ever gets here. Just in the last part of the afternoon. Like
Yeah.
this morning, it's going to be cool. It's about 70 right now. And by the end of the day, it'll be about 90. But yeah, I like the idea of taking and that's what we did. We had a tank we could remove, and we just took it, fueled it up, and took it with us.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I used to have internal tank
Get
for
a small
the
spare in case you're not paying
motor,
attention.
and then I
And
had a spare tank. I had just a carry on for my little kicker.
Yeah, I got a 6-gallon tank for my little boat. That's it.
So yeah, the way that Puget Sound is laid out, there's so many boat launches around here that we're literally going to drive to wherever we're going to do the dive at and just kind of pop in.
Oh, Laura, you got to be kidding. Laura said in the move her drone went missing.
Yeah, somebody stole it.
Her mini SC. Oh,
Really? It's going to rain tomorrow?
They stole her drone.
well, who was moving her stuff?
Some company.
Oh yeah, it says light rain tomorrow.
Oh my God. Oh my God, they saved up forever for that drone.
Yeah, I talked to Jody on here, and he was saying like he was over in there by Kalamazoo and stuff, and it rained so hard he had to pull over the side of the road there, Paul.
No kidding.
So who stole her drone?
Laura moved
The
to a new
moving
place,
company.
and apparently the moving company, when they got all settled in, the drone was
She put it in the back of the truck, and they went and put it in. It wasn't there in storage or in when they returned the stuff back to the house.
that really sucks.
Yeah, it does.
What are you showing
What
us,
is it?
Paul?
Yeah, what are you showing us?
That's the Arthur M. Anderson right there. She had a request. She wanted to know where it was.
Does this show everything worldwide, or
Oh yeah,
go over to Puget Sound?
where? Over-
Puget Sound, Washington
Yeah,
State.
Washington, over in the west coast, right in that area there, Paul. Keep going. Okay,
Down.
to the right. There you go, right there.
Right there.
Down. No, up. Okay, go inland. Yeah, scroll in there. Go down to Tacoma. Go south. Go down. Over, yeah, right in there.
Up right there. Oh, go back right there.
Yeah, right in there.
Zoom in. There you go.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it shows you where they're going, what their speed is. And if they're just a dot, they're just hanging there.
Have gun will travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
The red ones are usually
they're
What does that
private.
mean? Have gun will travel.
yeah.
Oh,
These
back up.
commercial.
Back up, Paul. Go to that one that said have gun will travel. What does that mean? Over.
Right there. Zoom in there, Paul. Zoom in. Keep going. Okay, one of those there says has gun will travel. No, I think it's the other one up there, that one that looks like a boat.
Yeah, go to your
Boys Wild
right.
Duck.
To your right. No,
No,
the other
no,
right.
the one up on the right, the gray one. The gray one.
There.
Well, I don't know.
Mac and
Right
cheese.
No, it's over to the right. It's just off screen. It's just off screen. That right there.
Oh, right there.
Have gun will travel.
It's yeah.
And it tells you, it shows you a picture of it and what it is.
Nice boat. It's a pleasure craft. Says so right there.
View the
That's-
details.
Is that a warning not to mess with his boat?
Either that or he's a mercenary.
Shows your location, what kind of ship it is. Have gun will travel. Is sailing under the flag of the U.S. Her length overall
That's a surprise, huh? It's a U.S. flagship.
15 meters by 4
Yeah.
meters.
I didn't doubt that at all
Yeah.
with a name like that.
Yeah, that's under marine traffic. It's a free app. You can put it on your phone.
I
Computer.
thought it'd be cool to have on the computer. I don't know if I'd want it on my phone.
You can put it on your computer, but I have it on my computer here and on my phone at home.
Is it an app or is it a web page?
It's a Facebook page.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it's under marine traffic there, Lance.
You put a-
marinetraffic.com.
Can you put a link in the private chat, Paul?
Yeah.
Now that I'm a boater.
Maybe I'll clean my boat up today. So you guys got me thinking about this stuff. Take that cover off and clean it up. Ugh.
There's marinetraffic.com right there.
Thank you.
And to answer your question, I don't think I spent more than $30 for that little sump pump. But that's, like I said, this small little boat. so.
Yeah, there's
Bill, you need an ROV to go out there. You guys got a lot of stuff in Florida that's sunk down too.
Okay there, David.
And you had pirates in your area, so sunken treasures.
Yeah, and that map I showed you is a worldwide map. You can go over and see what's in China and everywhere. You just zoom in, zoom out, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Birdman, well, no rest. Built Laura a desk now. She got to mess it up. Catch you all soon. Yeah, we were wondering how you're doing, David.
I need that a desk there to set up the computer, so or her computer anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you could be on this thing for hours.
Oh yeah, if you want to track ships, you can go see the great big huge ones, and you just once you find it, click on the dot, and then you can go vessel details. It tells you all about it, where it's traveling, where it's been, where it's going, where it's from. Yeah, it's quite an app or a page. And it's within reason, sometimes we find, because I'm tracking the ships coming down the lake, sometimes they'll show them like a mile or two further away than what they are. So
Right.
good girl.
Some of these is asking for explore global satellite plan. Cool.
Oh, Mark wants to know what the actual, I was away. Did you see that question? Paul? Mark White's asking what the actual name of the app is.
Yeah, it's marinetraffic.com. I put the link in.
He got it.
Yeah.
I think he got it.
Oh, okay. Well, he said there's like 10 different apps.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. And I when I'm down along the water, I share that with everybody and tell them how to put it on their smartphones or whatever, because you could be in Florida and you wonder what that ship is off there,
Yeah.
or where it is, or where a certain cruise boat is, or whatever, and it shows it.
Yep. Well, Paul, I think I'm going to get going. I got a few things I want to do around here today, then I got to pack up and go home. So
Yeah,
Well,
Bill's got to go mow the lawn anyway.
Well, I'm procrastinating on that as much as I possibly can.
okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna take off. Gotta get
Okay,
some stuff
Paul.
done, so Anyway,
See you
I'll have a
see you
good
tonight,
one.
Paul.
Yep, you're the host,
So-
by the way,
Let-
so.
Okay.
Lance, where are you located? Are you up here in the Pacific Northwest?
I procrastinate I plan my procrastination. See, if I wait long enough, I'll be like, well, it's the middle of the afternoon. It's way too hot. I'll wait till later. See, and then
I hear you. I get it.
it'll get done.
Sooner or later, right?
Yeah, no, and I get, you get that little bit of pride of accomplishment when you're done with it.
There's
It's funny how
still,
the
there's
neighbors-
still.
it's funny how the
things out there
neighbors
that are-
react. It's like they come out to cut their grass because you're cutting your grass,
Yep.
like every time.
Ah, cool. We ought to get together, Lance.
Well, here's my old man view on the way things have changed. When I was a kid, we used to go around looking for side jobs in the neighborhood. You want your lawn mowed, or you need your bushes trimmed, or whatever, and make money. Now, nobody's asking all these seniors around here about, can I mow your lawn or whatever? No. Because mommy and daddy are giving them all the money they want.
Actually, I was surprised. There was a little kid with riding around town on a rider mower with a little trailer behind it, going door to door looking to see if you can cut your grass. I was really surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lance,
it's-
Port of Tacoma is a great place to fly. I mean, there's no regulations down there. So it's like, and especially if you're doing it on the weekend, as long as you're being cool about it. That's where I work, is at the Port of Tacoma. Yeah, Lance, I've got 5 of them, of the underwater drones. Oh, Paul, Laura says she would cut her grass for you if she lived closer to you.
Laura, I would let you too. Even though Lynn gives me a hard time because I have a 0 turn.
Oh, do you? You fancy thing, you.
Yep.
Is it electric or gas?
Yeah.
Is it electric or gas?
John Deere Z225.
I've looked at those electric ones, man. They're so expensive.
Lance says he works near the Narrows Bridges, Curtis.
Yeah, that's the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, the one we were exploring the other day underwater. There's 2 of them now. I'm checking out his video right now that he posted. Mount Rainier in the background. Nice view. Got the dual tugs pulling the container ship into port. Got to smooth out those rotations, bud. Those orbits.
So critical.
I know. Good job, though. Yeah, Lance, we got to where the old Galloping Gertie collapsed. We found a lot of the parts of it, the concrete deck, and we were exploring it a couple weeks ago. That's why it's far enough out though that you're putting a lot of tether out, and the tide will affect the tether. So that's where the conversation started about a boat, and my buddy is like, I got to do something with mine. I mean, anybody want to keep it at their house, you can use it. And I was like, yes.
Is he one of the ones helping get it ready and
No.
pretty
Well,
much?
this is-
Pretty
This
much.
is all bonus for
walked away
him.
from it.
This is all bonus for him because you're making that boat seaworthy and everything.
Yeah. He's about 2 hours away from me.
Did he transfer it over to one of you guys to register it or what?
We put $300 into it. And we sent the money. So the way this is working is we're sending them, the boat is going up to our main store, our main shop at Smoky Point, which is 2 hours north of us. And we have a truck shop up there with guys that know how to work on this stuff. It's free for us. We just need to buy the parts. The inconvenient part is they can only work on, and the company's totally on board with, employees taking their vehicles up there and have them worked on and paying the mechanics to do that. The thing is, we have to wait until all the trucks are done, and then it's like the last in line. But it is for something like this where we don't urgently need it. We just send it up north, and they say, "Yeah, it's going to cost you this to fix that," and we're just buying parts. Is all we're doing.
That's a great company that allows you to do that.
Yeah, it's an awesome company.
Yeah, sure.
379 employees at this point. We're 120. We're on track for 125 million in revenue this year.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, our big company picnic is coming up August. I forget which weekend. It's one of the weekends in August.
You usually fly that, don't you, Curtis?
Yeah, I usually fly over it. We used to have this great location, and when we were like 200 employees, we get kickbacks from vendors that we sell their products, like Miller Welding and stuff like that. Every amount of machines that we sell, there'd be a little kickback. And then normally we would give those to, the people that buy the machines, but we don't do that. We keep them for ourselves, for our company picnic. So when we would do the company picnic, would show up and there would be like 70-inch TVs, iPads, all kinds of stuff. And the boss would have a big jar with everybody's name in it. He'd pull names out and you go up and pick out what you want.
Wow.
Yeah. I got a 70-inch TV, an iPad. I've got 3 iPads out of the deal. Well, 2 minis and one pro.
Wow.
One from each year. Plus we got our yearly bonus, which is great. So
Well, it sounds like you work for a great company that knows and appreciates the work that goes into it.
they do.
I don't even know what you do. What do you do?
So you want the basics or you want the overview? So basically I'm in charge of hazmat. I'm in charge of hazmat at the port. If you were to look at it, you say, oh, he delivers welding supplies. But I'm also the safety officer on most of the ports too. So when it comes to hazmat.
He's got a big truck on what do you haul on the truck?
Oh, everything from hydrogen, acetylene, oxygen, propane, whatever gas is needed that they need down at the port, I take. And then I go sit in line for half an hour and wait for the ship to offload it.
Yeah.
Well, no, the cranes can only do so much at a time. So you got to wait your turn. So it's a lot of sitting in the truck and going, what do I do? What do I do?
Fly my drone.
Not on the port.
Yeah, no, I know. I used to have my CDL. Drove for CRST.
So I have a CDL, but when I talk to other drivers, I don't quite feel like a CDL driver because it's 10 miles from the shop to the port. It's 10 miles around the port and 10 miles back. I do 30 miles a day.
Well,
I never hit the freeways.
still need the license.
Yeah, still need the license, but it's, when I hear guys talking about, oh yeah, I did, 700 miles or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I did 30.
Good work if you can get it.
Yeah. Everybody says, that they don't know how I got it. I mean, everybody wants to do the job that's a truck driver until they find out there's work involved.
Yeah. You don't get nothing. That's just again, no such thing as a free lunch. You're getting paid for it.
You get the older guys like us and they'll come in, they'll analyze the job real quick and they'll go, okay, I'll do this. But you get these young guys and they're like, I just want to drive. No touch loads.
They don't want to stage anything, lift anything, move anything. They just want to drive a truck.
Right.
Those jobs are
I got-
gone. Those jobs are gone. My dad, the dad I visit every Sunday, he was a retired Teamster. And he worked for a company called APA. And that jobs like this are gone. I mean, he was a terminal driver, drive terminal to terminal, up and down the East Coast, but typically home every night, go as far as Cleveland and then back to New Jersey. And he made great freaking money, but not anymore. Those companies are gone. That stuff is gone.
No, I got no problem with work. Doesn't bother me. Most of the stuff is, I mean, even the forklift work guys complain about that. My frustration is I got to sit here and wait for somebody else to come unload me. I can do it in 2 seconds. It's like, or I got to sit there and explain to them how to hook on the forklift and how to operate the forklift. I'm like, didn't somebody teach you to do this before you got the job? I literally have one company that I go to that every time they get a new employee, I pull in, they're like, so we need you to train him how to do all this stuff. I got other stuff to do. Okay. All right. Okay.
But you had to be certified to run a forklift, right? Maybe it's state by state thing. I don't know.
No, not up here.
You had to have some kind of certification, a license, whatever it was.
There are probably companies that have it up here, but none of them that I know of. It's the company itself that certifies you.
Yeah, there's some kind of certification here in Michigan because when I had, some of my stores had forklifts, the electric forklifts. You had to take some kind of test or something to get certified.
Hard carrying forklift operator, but I guess that and I didn't even realize this because I've never done that. But what Curtis just said makes sense. Maybe yes, that a company is who would certify you, and then the card would get issued. That makes sense. There's no regulation of that. A company could be good at it or bad at it.
That's my truck right there.
Keep showing us an up close picture of your Johnson.
Well,
Yeah.
right next to it is another truck, different truck, but
Do what?
he's hauling big canisters, the one next to it.
Yeah. Oh, I've got them too. Those are liquid oxygen, liquid CO2. Next to that, and the back there, that's medical oxygen. And then he's got argon back here. Let's see if I've got a better photo of my truck somewhere here. I'm sure I've posted something somewhere.
What kind of truck was that? I didn't see.
Freightliner.
Freight shaker. They used to call them freight shakers.
Oh, here's
They would classify it as a straight truck, right? Because it doesn't have a
right. No trailer. Yeah. There it is. All liquid oxygen that day. One stop.
And I see it's all set up for forklifts, and they don't know how to use them.
Right. So, and the funny thing is about this is if you look at it, the only thing holding those down are gravity. I mean, it's a tight little fitting them in here. But yeah, you come up and put your forklift in, lift it straight up, and it comes right out.
Those side gates, what do they fold down?
No, you have to come up over these. These are 1/4-inch steel. But yeah, you just put your forks in here, lift straight up and back out.
I guess when I was looking at it, I was thinking that those were gates to come down, but what they are is they're the back of the pallet, right?
Yeah, it's the back.
Yeah. Okay.
Here you go, Lance, Port of Tacoma. There's me. Thought I had another photo of my truck in here somewhere. Mhm.
Well, how much does like one of those pallets weigh, Curtis?
The pellet itself is 160 pounds of steel.
And loaded?
There you go, Lance. We need to get this back in Tacoma.
Oh, the ducky, rubber ducky.
Yeah, the wooden boat festival, and this guy always shows up with that. It's on a barge, and they tow it into place, and then they inflate it when it's in position. You can't go on it. There's no rides or anything, and everybody comes out and looks at it, but it doesn't drive around or anything. They don't drive it around like a boat or anything. That I think would be cooler if they made it so it would go somewhere and
Yeah,
do
if they had
something.
it self-propelled somehow, whether it was electric motors or whatever.
But no, they bring it out, and sometimes they've flown it over to Europe and just the rubber portion, and they mounted it on another barge. I mean, it looks cool from the air. It's not quite as impressive from the ground, but yeah, we need to get the Wooden Boat Festival back here in Tacoma. I figured Lance would like that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Have some kind of an infrastructure inside to where you can go in there, go up, and the eyes, even though they're black, you could see out the eyes,
Mhm.
and
That- yeah.
manipulate the electric motors to move it around. And then, of course, put a big speaker in its beak going whack, whack, whack.
Yeah, it required quite a bit of building inside that thing. Or we change its buoyancy and whatever,
Yep.
then have it tip over. That would suck.
Here's something you guys might like. Let me share. How do we get to that? Oh. So most people don't realize that ferries are built in two sections, and here's the upper section.
Oh,
And they're gonna right now they're literally moving. It took like 8 hours to do it, but they're moving it out onto this barge. See it how it's
yep.
precariously
Rail.
well, no, it's not a rail. That's not a rail that goes out. That's just the concrete where it levels off, and that's where it goes down into the water. So you would think this is some sort of rail, but it's not. It's just that's where it levels off and it's straight, and then this goes down into the water. But yeah, they had those trucks that come in, they put underneath it, and they rolled it out.
So what do they do? Build a hull and then mount that to it, or what?
Yeah, two different companies. One builds the ship, one builds the upper decks,
Wow,
and then they put them together in Bremerton.
I know that.
So that's why they're putting it on a barge. They're taking it to the next location to mount it on a.
Exactly. And this is one of those car barges. So when this gets done, the lower deck is where you'll pull into, and you'll park your car in there and go across the Puget Sound. But this is the section where all the people go.
But that's not cheap, is it?
Oh no, not cheap at all. Two bridges, one on either side. You literally can get to your spot. Like tourists a lot of times will come and they will hang out in the middle, and you'll literally see the captain come down after you get to your dock on the Bremerton. He will come down and walk all the way back here to get on this side so that he can pilot and go back to Seattle. T-Town, Tacoma.
Oh, it's cool. I didn't know they did that like that. Makes sense.
Well, I don't know that they always do it like that. It's just, I know that particular one, they did it like that.
Well, I can't imagine it'd be a one-off, I mean, there must be something that is done, that the company that made the upper deck there, I mean, must do that for a living, right? I mean, build a factory for one. Or a yard, or whatever it took to make that.
I do know that this Ukrainian war thing, there's a boat company up here called Safe Boats. They make the fast attack boats. And the contract came through so fast that they weren't going to be able to put all the boats out in time to get shipped over to Ukraine to make the date, so to speak. So they had another company build the hulls, and they started building the upper structure, and they just got all the hulls delivered to them last week. And that's unusual for them. They normally build everything. But because they had so many they ordered and they had to be delivered by a specific time, they contracted out the hulls to be built somewhere else in Puget Sound. And that was kind of a big deal. They had a big container ship that came in, and they offloaded all of them.
I mean, I know it was a common practice in automobiles or trucks anyway. You had a company that built the carriage, you know.
Yeah.
You could add that on, but obviously a lot smaller scale. But that's really cool.
Well, I mean, it gets built faster. I can't share those photos. Sorry, guys. I don't have any of those photos. We're not allowed to take cameras inside there when we deliver there.
Well, guys, I guess I'm going to call it. We've been
Hold on,
on
show you.
since
Let me show this real quick, and then before you
Okay.
leave.
All right.
This is safe boats. That's what they build, those fast attack craft.
Wow. Look at that.
I want one of those to sit in my yard and rot away.
That's 40 foot there.
33 foot.
That's the
That's-
military one, right?
Yeah, that's the military ones they're building right now. You know, I don't care who you are. I don't care what boat it is. I want to mount one of these on the front. It's because I'm American.
Paint gun version.
Yeah, that would be cool. It still would be cool, you know. They have those paint miniguns, you know, that like the mini that spins real fast. That'd be cool to have on there.
That would be just think about it now. If you could rent small boats, and it'd be a water soluble, environmentally safe pellet, and just have little boat wars out in the water.
Yeah.
Put big
It'd be a
old
blast.
bumpers all the way around so you don't run in and kill each other. Like bumper boats. with paint
Yeah,
guns.
Lance, that was next to the glass museum. That big rubber duck. Lance, look me up on Facebook, man. We'll get together some weekend. No, and I refuse to be 107. For my own special reasons.
Okay, guys.
But you're not going to share. All right.
All right, we'll
Pleasure.
see all of you again later. Bill, thanks for coming in. Curtis, as always.
Thank you, Paul. I'll try to be in a little bit earlier this afternoon. I'll get up. I'm already up now.
Okay.
You get up. You guys start so freaking early for the West Coast.
Yeah, 3 hours different. Yep.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, everybody in the chat, thanks for being here, and we'll see all of you again next time. Bye for now.